Alright, so real quick before I go further into this video, I know usually Saturdays are the days I do Patreon requests, but I'm going to push that off to tomorrow, mostly because there was some news that came out, and also some other videos I want to do today, and I'm not also on a not to go too deep, but I'm just kind of like mentally not there to do like the requests and have enough energy to do them. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait so I'm just gonna wait till Sunday to do those, if that's okay with all of you. Anyway, so this bit of news came out last night, and it was just too late for me to talk about. But I figured, screw it, let's talk about it today. And that is the announcement that Jon Bernthal will be returning as the Punisher in Spider-Man Brand New Day. So, yeah. Now, we do know that Bernthal's Punisher is going to be in a special, and I don't know if that's going to tie in with Spider-Man Brand New Day. But it's really cool to have Frank Castle in there. Remember, Frank was a Spider-Man character. He originally showed up in the Spider-Man comics. That was his first appearance. I really hope also, if we get like when we get movie posters, can we have like a variation of the iconic Punisher, like Spider-Man? I think it's issue 127 that Frank first appears in. Maybe that issue of Amazing Spider-Man, just an homage poster to that. Now, it's interesting, and it's always fun to see Peter and Frank meet. I know, like, Frank and Matt have a great dichotomy. But there's something about, like, whenever Punisher and Spider-Man meet or team up, it's always, like, again, it's two different extremes. But the thing is, for some reason or another, in a lot of those team-ups whenever Peter and Frank meet, they're usually more cordial. Frank understands that, like, this guy is just too pure, and also this guy could absolutely just mop the floor with me if he really wanted to. In fact, yeah, Peter has more often than not just absolutely mollywomped Frank in fights, because he's like, I'm a dude with guns. Spider-Man is a guy who can pick a tank over his head and kill me if he really wanted to. I can go rounds with Daredevil, no problem. Him? I've been folded by that dude too many times, and he has. Like, yes, Frank's won fights with Spider-Man, but the loss to win ratio, it's not exactly even kilter. Yeah. So Frank usually, when they're doing a team up, Frank usually goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna play by Peter's rules, or else he's gonna just beat my ass." So yeah. Now, what does this mean for the movie as a whole? There's also the idea of like Punisher meeting this version of Spider-Man, and them having probably a dichotomy of, you need to kill your enemies, you need to do this, and Peter's not going to be like that. Is going to be really interesting to see. And it does make me wonder, is Charlie Cox Daredevil going to be here, and we get the Street Trinity? Yeah, do we get the Street Trinity of this series? I mean, do we get Matt, Peter, and Frank all on the big screen? We also know that Hulk is going to be in this movie, and it does make me wonder, are we, like, there is a lot of rumor and hearsay, and again, I can't confirm it all, but like, there's supposedly a scene written where Peter and Frank are gonna fight like a raged out Hulk, because apparently Disney's also tired of the Smart Hulk thing, which, that'd be really nice, to see a Hulk be a Hulk. I haven't seen that since Red Hulk. But it would be really nice to see, my Hulk not be nerfed and be a joke and just be Shrek. I love the MCU, but God, it sucks to be a Hulk fan in the MCU. So to have the Hulk be the Hulk again would be really cool. And it does make me wonder, like, what villain is going... Like, it's really kind of painting a picture of what villain we're going to have here. And that's more than likely going to be Mr. Negative. Mr. Negative, it makes sense, because he was a big part of Brand New Day. He was I think he's really the only villain who made sense, and out of all of them, to be here. And not only that, Mr. Negative, of the Brand New Day villains, he's the only one that really stuck. Do any of you remember The Freak or Paper Doll or any of those? Oh, you don't? Yeah. Mr. Negative is really the only, New Age Spider-Man villain of that era. And when I say New Age Spider-Man villain, I mean, a Spider-Man villain, because they do this every so often. that they try to bring in new villains and they try to make them stick. And really, only a good number of them really stick. There are so many characters in Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery that are just forgotten. Did any of you guys know Coldheart? Or, the Kangaroo? See what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah. So Mr. Negative of that era of Brand New Day was really the only villain that has any staying power. So the idea of him possibly being behind this and being the one that probably brings out the worst in Hulk is a really cool idea. Again, that's what I'm kind of assuming is going on. But yeah, I really do like this idea that could we even get Matt? I hope we get Matt. And I know what you're thinking. Then why wasn't he announced sooner? Well, maybe they're just kind of waiting on that. Maybe that'll be more information come, Comic-Con. That's in a few weeks. So maybe this was more like to keep interest in Brand New Day. And also, since we have the Punisher special coming out sometime this year, I believe, it's probably also to build up hype for that as well. To get more people to watch it, to think, oh, maybe this will tie into Brand New Day and all that. And also, Daredevil, again, to have Daredevil, Frank, and Matt in there with, to have the street triumvirate of the Marvel characters is something we all want. We've all wanted to see these three meet up again. And Peter caught in the the idea of Daredevil being the angel on Peter's shoulder while Frank's the devil on his shoulder. That's really cool. I really would like that idea of seeing Matt and Frank's perspectives, and Peter's still going through it. He lost his aunt, he lost a lot, he lost his whole life, and these villains keep popping up no matter what. Also, you have to remember that this could actually explain why, because again, Sony apparently wouldn't allow Peter to be in Daredevil Born Again, which, if I'm being honest, is probably for the best. But Sony wouldn't allow it. So to have them here, we can actually explain what Peter was doing during Mayor Fisk's, law, no vigilante law. So that would be really cool, and could be that we get Vincent D'Onofrio here. Now that he's mayor and there's no real power, underworld power. It does again go back to Mr. Negative being being the most logical threat, since we do have Feast out there, and we've also heard that they're going to have multiple villains. So could this be that Mr. Negative makes the Sinister Six? I've heard people throw around that they're looking for they want to bring back Scorpion, they want to use the Boomerang, and since we have Mr. Negative, we're missing only 3. So I wonder what the other 3 villains, maybe the Beetle. I just Marvel, Sony, just give us Sinister Six, okay? Stop trying to make Sinister Six its own movie. Just give us the Sinister Six as God intended, and by God I mean Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, so gods. And just do that. Stop trying to hype it up. You tried it multiple times, it don't work, so just do this. But yeah. So the fact of them but the idea that Frank and Peter are going to be in a thing together, and just the idea of you know what? You ain't nothing, Spider. You just flying around here, and you just wrapping up the bad guys, and I'm out here doing the real work. I'm never doing that again. That's a horrible John Berthal impression, but I got the inflection right, I think. No, I didn't. Anyway, so I'm excited. Again, we know, we don't know if it is Mr. Negative, but all signs all signs point to Mr. Negative as the main villain. Maybe we'll get the Sinister Six, but who knows? But until then, you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of Punisher being in Spider-Man Brand New Day? Are you guys excited, or are you guys not? Are you guys also hoping for Daredevil? Do you think Hulk will still be a part of it? And if we get Sinister Six with Mr. Negative, who should be in that? The Spider-Man villains we haven't seen yet, who should be in that Sinister Six with Negative? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in Multiverse.